Okay, I've just come out of Materialists, which I wasn't actually going to watch. I came to the cinema, sprinted down here out of breath earlier on to catch Eddington, which I went to the counter and got a ticket for. Then the lasser from Starbucks, you know who you are, you cheeky thing, we were stood chatting in the foyer and she was like, oh, you should see Materialists, it's really good. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So, right, running back to the counter and was like, ticket for Materialists, please. Which I wouldn't watch again, but it wasn't bad, if that makes sense. So my first point is it's really realistic. Anyone in the who's in the dating game or even the matchmaking service, you know, if you're all lovey-dovey, you'll probably lap it up. There's a heck of a lot of deep, meaningful messages in it, actually, which I really liked. The whole thing of you know, who your perfect match is, what ingredients make that match, who you are, who they are. And you know how it all transpire in the end. It had its real decent, like emotional almost moments. Very dark in a couple of parts where Dakota Johnson's character. Oh God, I can't stand Dakota Johnson. She basically she has a nasty experience with a man she meets. So it's sort of parallel to that. Dakota Johnson's character meets this millionaire guy, Pedro Pascal. This film contains all the actors I really don't like. But she meets Pedro's character, who's like this like multi-millionaire, like 12 million penthouse in whatever that rich part of New York is. You know, he's successful, he's swish. She hooks up with him, they become an item, but then it sort of it comes to light that money isn't everything, and she ends up sort of in the arms of her Chris Evans, her ex-boyfriend. Oh, not to be confused with the ginger Big Breakfast presenter from years ago, by the way. So yeah, I enjoyed the Materialists for its realism, for its very deep, meaningful messaging, not for its. There's a lot of reference to height in this. I mean, like one of the lead character's clients, because she's a matchmaker. She runs that sort of service in the dating game. One of them sat there at the beginning, and she's like, "You hooked me up with a guy who said he was 6'2", and he wasn't anything like it. He was more 5'4". And I'm sat there like, I mean, if you ever saw me off camera, I don't know if you can get the gist of it. If you saw me off camera, you just thought I'd walked out of fucking Willy Wonka's factory, only I'd shaved the green hair off and ditched the overalls. So, but it's not just once or twice. There is a continuous theme of slagging off short guys. And I was like, okay, let it go. But yeah, it was this whole thing of tall. But that falls into the whole substance when it comes to who the women want, like her clients, who they're looking for, who's like, you know, who would be top of their list, bottom of their list, and it's all about the height. So it's like, it's really strange, but also incredibly realistic. Because I've been turned down in real life. For being too small. Someone I met once, like, actually told me I was too short. so wow, you know. But yeah, the first gag about short guys at the beginning of the film, fine. Then it happened again. She's in the car with her ex-boyfriend, Chris Evans, and she's like, well, you know, I mean, I've met guys. She's going off on what? Oh, God. Side note, and a deep negative. I'll come to it. But yeah, she's in the car. She's like, yeah, well, it depends. I mean, if they're only 5'9" or something else, fucking hell, let it go, please. So right, side note, and the negative is why is it Dakota Johnson? She's just very monotone, isn't she? Like, if I did the rest of this reaction in Dakota Johnson's voice, it would be like it's completely going uphill. It's completely up. I mean, if I did the rest of it, screens number 6 and 7, you wouldn't know where I was if I wasn't doing the video like this. it's impeccable how shit she is, and like the sort of dynamics to her voice. You never see her, a busy New York. I mean, this is set in New York, so she could have been walking around like, I'm exquisite, I'm dressed fantastic, I'm spectacular, I've got the essence, I know who I'm looking for, that kind of thing. No, she still has to do the whole 50 Shades of Grey, where she's like this really petite, sort of, again, voice going uphill. I work for a matchmaking service, and, it doesn't matter if you're 5'9" or 5'2", as long as you love the person, and my voice continues to go up, 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 up. Wow, she just can't stop the uphill trek of her vocals. It really, that's part of the reason I don't like her very much. In a non-harsh way, I'm sure she's a lovely girl. But yeah, I don't relish her. So, oh god, Pedro Pascal, oh god. He's in fucking everything, isn't he? I'm gonna use this as anyone here? There's one guy, doesn't matter. Probably as a rant about them both, but like Pedro Pascal, not only is he in everything, but he just doesn't do it for me. If anything, do you remember, cast your minds back to 1991, the Master System 2. So was it Sega, the Sega Master System 2. There was a built-in game, Alex Kidd in Miracle World. If you ever remember, or Google it, if you're Gen Z, he reminds me of there was a level in Alex Kidd where, I don't know which, whatever it was near a castle though, like the grey stone castles. That game, I was obsessed with that. And there are these little red things, they're like red balls, like red ball men with like these little moustaches who just jump up and down and try and bump off Alex basically from when he's in his helicopter. He looked exactly like that. He just reminds me of one of these. He hasn't even got the Super Mario tash, has he? Or the Pringle Man. It's the Alex Kidd Red Ball Man tash. You'll know what I mean if you're familiar with the game. So yeah, that's the only quirk about him I really like. I mean, the rest of it, go to hell. I mean, he's in everything. He doesn't pack much of a punch for me. He doesn't do it. But yeah, so yeah, he's an Alex Kidd Ball Man, and she, just can't seem to change her vocals in any movie at all. All right, bitch over. Bank holiday bitch over. Okay, so Materialists. I can see this being on more of it. It's more a Disney Plus thing. It's set in New York. It's it's sort of the bustling city life. It's all about the dating game, who you like, who you don't, what your qualities are, what their qualities are. It's very it's very Cameron Diaz. It's one of them. Cameron Diaz should have been in it, basically. The story is it's simple. It really is. It's a very simple concept. The meanings and the messages and the egos are there. It's the beginning. So I've mentioned this previously, where if a film can make me sort of lean. That's me leaning forward in my chair. If it makes me do that, and I'm sort of like, if a film gets me, pulling weird faces or looking to the side or, actually saying what the fuck out loud, then it's a winner. Unfortunately, this film is a winner. It had me doing that. I mean, at points they bring in, which I relished. There's a number of completely unknown actors, practically backing cast, who they bring in as Dakota Johnson's character. I don't know, I can't remember her name in it. I really didn't care. Anyway, head of a matchmaking service. They wheel in all these sporadic actors to play sort of these people. They're on the lookout, basically. They're single, open people looking for dates, and they're brilliant. They could have been a bit more animated, because in those situations where it's like there's a lot of cutaways where you see this woman who's like, what is wrong with me? I don't know what to do. I can't find anyone. And then you've got another guy who's like, hey, I'm suave, I'm sophisticated. I only date 21-year-olds. How about that, huh? And it's there's a real decent mix, and I liked that aspect. But whether or not they could have been more caricature, that was enjoyable. It's entertaining. The sort of the mix of people that you get in this film. So I've snowballed again, haven't I? So the positives, basically what I've mentioned. So there's a lot of the meaningful messages, the backing cast are entertaining. The what the fuck moments, leaning forward in my chair. I need how do I sum that up? Leaning forward in my seat, sort of lawward. This film was so lawward, or forward, leaning forward, fiending. This was so fiending. Which one's better? Answers on the postcard. So yeah, it had that. Nothing to mention the set and sort of soundtrack. There was none. It was just this whole sort of squeaky, like New York kind of film. You know, it's all based in the city. It's just filled. The screen is filled with shit. There's people everywhere. There's like not just backing cast, members of the public. There's all that sort of thing. So it's kind of messy at points. But yeah, and like I just mentioned, but completely forgot to elaborate on the realism. That was decent, especially concerning Pedro Pascal. I love it. I'm going to proper milk that now. Pedro Pascal's character, he's like a multi-millionaire. I think he's a millionaire at least. I don't know about the multi. Dakota's character, when she, so they meet, they fuck. They've always got to fuck, haven't they? It's a fucking paradise. So yeah, they end up in bed, and well, that's it. They become an item. But skip forward if you don't want to know what happens to them in the story. Skip forward yet? Don't care. She gets with him, but they split up because she does realise that the whole the essence of their relationship and the ingredient, they're not right for each other. So in that respect, I loved it. Truly, because it was just a whole touch of, you know, you're putting on this whole, you're shagging, you're going out for dinner, you know, you're all, you're having a whale of a time, but are you really gonna like get hitched to this person and spend the rest of your days, you know, laying on the sofa watching Netflix? I think that's what coupled up people do. I don't know, I've never had a relationship, yeah. It all boils down to that. There may be chemistry there, but is there like actual feeling there? Loved it. So they're in the kitchen. Not that it's relevant, but they break off the relationship, and she returns to Chris Evans, who she was with previously. So that was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Loved that. There was some. No, please. Oh, God, I'm just thinking to myself, I really liked... Please don't like this. Please don't like this film. Did I like it? Okay, yes. But it was also something I wouldn't watch again. Does that make sense? Anyway. Right, so, yeah. It's genuine and it's authentic. It's just filled with the actual... It's classic, what would happen in real... It was based on... Like, I'm surprised it wasn't based on a true story, because in that aspect, brilliant. Right, so the negatives were the whole referring to short guys. There's a bit where, oh my God, I've gone on for way too long. I need to get out of here. I've got to go shopping. There's some hand cream on sale on Superdrug. So fascinating. I didn't realise. Is it true? Can anyone help me out with this? I might have to Google it afterwards. There's a operation where you break your legs to make yourself taller. One of the characters very early on in the film mentions this. I've never heard of it, but it turns out that Pedro Pascal's character actually had it done. And that was quite a sweet moment, actually, where he sort of like, he purposely like lowers himself to Dakota's level. Oh, God, I genuinely sort of mean that, but in the whole sort of height aspect. He lowers himself down, and it was really heartfelt and really deep. It's just one of those things you would think it would be lightly touched on, but it works. It really does work. Right, so. Other negatives. It's a bit towards the end. It goes off on one a bit. They basically, like the two lead characters, Dakota and Chris, they basically gate crash some random people's wedding, which I have done, to be fair, so I can't really sneer at that. But yeah, they gate crash this wedding, and then they suddenly and then they're stood by the whole. You know, it's always hanging bulbs, isn't it? the hanging bulbs outside with the crickets or whatever they are cheeping in the background. And they're like, I don't think we should be together. And again, her voice does go, it lowers a little bit, but I don't think I can live in this shit anymore, because you're going to go to work and I'm going to go to work, and my voice might actually start going even high-pitched in the end. And then he's like, I can deal with all the stinky socks and oh, God, do you know what I mean? Stinky socks, the late nights, the Chinese takeaways that we, are left out in the morning. It's, oh, whatever, fucking hell. It's like, so towards the end, it does get a bit ropey, and it's shit, basically. So yes, I liked this film, but it was shit. No, in all seriousness, there are some decent meanings. The leg breaking I found fascinating, and in the beginning, that whole the whole dating game where it exposes people for who they are. There's some real high maintenance wenches in this film. Fucking hell, like the whole what people expect, like the mass size of their egos. They're so high maintenance, it's horrible. Like, most of the women she talked to are like, I want a guy who's successful, who dresses nice, who has loads of money, takes me out on dates, who, cooks fine cuisine, but basically everything a man isn't. Do you know what I mean? It's just brilliant. Like echoes of Smack the Pony. Yeah, I don't think any of, oh my God. Smack the Pony, Channel 4, brilliant. I won't elaborate, but that got me a B in my A-level performing arts exam at college. But yeah, Smack the Pony, like, I'm looking for a guy who can take me on road trips and day trips and hold my hand, and romantic cinema trips, can cook fine cuisine, is minted, wears a nice, all that shit. It's so, like, intoxicatingly toxic. It's horrible. Everybody at the beginning of the film is either like a misogynist or a just up their arse, like high maintenance, like such high expectations. But again, that sort of echoes everybody in real... Well, not everybody, that's pushing it, sorry. But, most people in real life. Like, nobody these days wants to date someone who's skint. Do you know what I mean? Or, like, is a genuine, like, struggling person. Everybody's out for fucking money and themselves and, like, success and fame and God knows what else. So, yeah, I liked that. At the beginning of the film. Right, I need to end this at fucking 17 minutes on that pile of piss, which I liked. I love a contradiction reaction. This rings true, genuinely. Like Materialists, other than taking the piss out of short guys, it rings true. There's a real, there's a layer here of like true observational, observational romantics, the whole romantic element and all the rest of it. I'm really trying to elaborate, but even though I know it was like a bit tacky, but yeah, it works. There are layers to this film that explore the romantic escapades of people who are up their own arse, basically. It could have been worse, I think, because Eddington could have been better. Shall I watch Eddington? I might go for it. The only reason I wanted to watch that is because of the whole, it's based in 2020. So, that went tits up for largely a huge number of the population. So I really wanted to focus on that and see how they would sort of construct that and put it together. So, right, gonna end this here. But yes, leg breaking, nice messages, meaningful moments, genuine, authentic. I'm not hung up on the short guy element, obviously. Anyway, gotta run. That's it.